touch on your rematch with Florida. You just played them last Saturday, so it's probably pretty fresh, the scouting report and everything. Just what do you feel like that you guys need to prioritize going into tomorrow's game?
Yeah, just, transition. They hurt us in transition, obviously bad. So I feel like if we fix that, and less turnovers and stuff, I feel like we'll be in a great spot.
Florida pretty close for the majority of the games. It's just kind of been a stretch here and there. That's kind of the reason why you all have gotten down and trying to beat that deficit the whole game. Just how were you going to say going into tomorrow and it being a neutral site game?
Yeah, just knowing, that we can stick with them, and I just feel like we should have got them both times, but it didn't go our way. But, we got an opportunity to go get them tomorrow, so, we just got to go get this film together, watch what we did in those last two games versus them and try not to make the same mistakes.
Their team is a strength, right? So what do you think obviously you haven't played well maybe the first two times against them, but you're finding your momentum here in this postseason tournament. What kind of motivation do you get going into those? Are you excited to play against those bigs? They're supposed to be the best in the country?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we got the best front court. So, when I'm feeling like that and everybody's saying they got the best front court, I feel like my bigs is going to be ready for that, and I feel like the last time we stood them up, they didn't get us as bad as they did the first time. So this time, we got to shut all that down, and really lock in and show the country like we're really the best front court. So yeah.
How do you regroup in terms of just fatigue, 2 games in 2 days, and then have to respond and do it all again 24 hours?
Yeah, we just thinking of an AAU games. That's what everybody been talking about. Nobody body's really hurt. We got a little knick-knack, injuries, but it's nothing like that. We're getting massages after every game, getting a lot of treatment, standing off our feet. And just trying to stay as fresh as possible. I feel like it just brings us back to our old AAU games. When you play like 3 in a row in one day, so it's second nature.
So you didn't have the same offensive, scoring production today, but you made up for it on the defensive end. Just what was working for you, blocking shots and coming up with some big time stops?
Yeah, obviously, like you said, my offensive, presence wasn't felt today, but I feel like I took pride in the defensive end. I did really good on defense. So, just doing the balance. Not trying to just hunt shots or not just trying to, worry about offense too much, because defense wins games, obviously, like the last stop I got, that won the game for us. So just keeping my head, and just trying to get as many wins as I can for this team.
Why did you feel like you need to raise your hand and say, I got Mark, like Mark Mitchell's, taking the game over, that you feel like you could take that personally and take that stop?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm one of the best defenders in the country, obviously. Coach has a lot of faith in me. That's why he put me in, when there was like 30 seconds left to get the last stop. He trusts me. Just proving it to him that I can guard the best players in the country. Obviously, I got faith in myself to get the stop. So,
how hungry are you for round 3 against Florida?
Yeah, very hungry. We've been talking about this. We try not to get too big-headed. Coming to this game, we got to take care of those 2 games. But we're here now, and we were just ready to get it on.
That technical, what happened with that?
Yeah, so big fella, he played a hell of a game, but little words were exchanged throughout the game, and I just felt like he realized, they was about to lose, and this is probably his last game playing. So he said some words, and I let him know, what it was. I ain't gonna repeat what I said, but words were just exchanged, and we had the final, word. Obviously, we got the win, so that's all that matters.
There you go. Appreciate it, man. You were one of the most outspoken ones about wanting to start Wednesday and say, let's do this, 24 hours. Now that you're actually here and you're going into game 3 in 3 days, how are you feeling? How's the energy level?
Yeah, I feel like the energy levels are basically the same, maybe even better than when we got here. And now us playing on Wednesday and them playing on first game against us tomorrow just seems maybe like a better thing for us. Now it seems like we already know the gym, the home court advantage because the BBN is amazing. 90% of the arena is blue and white. So definitely looking forward to it, and like I said, we love playing from the Wednesday. Some of them believe, some of them not, but we are here on Friday and we're looking to win another one.
What goes through your mind when you're up 16 and you kind of just see them chip away at you? Like, was there panic? Is there what's just the vibe on the bench or on the floor?
Yeah, I don't know honestly what happened. We played like a really good game for like solid 25-30 minutes. Some lack of concentration, some good individual moves from Missouri players can left that out. Shout out to them. But at the end, we survived. But definitely we need to have our concentration 40 minutes, especially against teams like Florida. They're the #1 seed, and we need 40 minutes of a good game to beat them tomorrow.
Otega said, a month ago, 2 months ago, you wouldn't have won that game. You would have watched the lead disappear and then crumble. Why were you able to have the resolve to win this?
I mean, it's just when they go on a run and try to turn around the game, you just need to show the character, and that's what we did at the end. Some great individual and team plays on both ways, and that's just how you win games. Although we were we blow our lead.
Your perimeter shot, sometimes it falls, sometimes it doesn't, but it feels like you're really building a lot of confidence. Working in that intermediate around the basket. How confident are you in terms of your finishing and scoring right now?
I mean, yeah, I'm confident around my finishing around the rim. I'm confident in my shot. It's just when you catch it, you shoot it. That if you think too much, it's for sure not gonna go in. But if you just don't think it'll go in, sometimes not. But it's not even me making shots. It's me being dangerous to shoot from the outside. It makes the opponent guard me, come closer to me, and it makes an opening for my teammates. So that's also an important part of my game.
How much of it just comes down to you being aggressive and saying hey, I got this. There's an opportunity for me here. I got to go take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean it's just they're obviously teams at the start of the games are more focused on our guards than our bigs, and you just need to first take advantage of that, score some easy points because of that, and then when they start to concentrate on you, start to guard me, see that I'm dangerous, it can open up for my teammates to score as well, and I just need to do that as long as I'm on the court.
Yeah, revenge factor, part 3 against Florida. Just how hard has it been to just know that the game 1 it was the guards, game 2 was their elite front court, and just know how do you attack them, knowing just how impressive they are?
I mean, definitely the best environment we can look for. You lose and you go home. The pressure is on both of us, and it's definitely personal. But we are more experienced than ever, more smarter than ever, and we just need, like I said, the 40 minutes of us being ourselves, playing really good, play our basketball to beat them.
What has to be different from what happened on Saturday compared to what's going on tomorrow? What's going to be the difference?
Yeah, definitely on Saturday it was definitely their transition offense that beat us. They had 20, 25 points altogether in transition. That's elite from their side, but we also didn't run. We turned over the ball a lot, and that's what resulted in that. So in our last 2 games, I feel like we were really good protecting the ball. We didn't have much turnovers in the game, and that's what we need to do. And as well, they're really big. We need to rebound and try to win the rebounding battle.
A lot of these guys are talking about how the AAU style, playing 3 games in a day, and just kind of that's how they're able to get through in terms of fatigue. What was that like for you back home? And did you have kind of similar 3 games in a day and a weekend where you do nothing but play?
There's one tournament that is playing back home, but it's not. It never had 3 games in a row. I mean, it's 3 games in a row if you make it to finals. I didn't make the final in my year. I make it to a semifinal, so I played 2 games in a row. But it's nothing special for me really. Playing 3 games in a row, I want to play the 4th and the 5th. So it's just mentality, and there's no time for fatigue in these situations.
Thanks.
Well, also the transition offense is really good, so we got to do better on transition defense. And then we just got to win the rebounding game. A lot of times it's their second shot that beats teams, so we just got to really be physical on the glass.
Other than rebounding and being competitive there, how do you kind of limit them in transition and try to slow them down going that direction?
That's how you do it. I'm not going to lie. You just got to be more competitive than them and take them off the glass, to be honest.
You guys got 3-0'd last year with Alabama in this kind of same spot. How do you avoid? What did you learn from that? How much did that hurt? And just is there anything you could learn from how Alabama went last year to going into round 3 against Florida?
Yeah, I mean, we just going, trying not to lose 3 times to the same team. We just got to be super aggressive, super intentional. Obviously, we did. Well, the the guys weren't here that lost to Bama last year, but I know it's what it is, so definitely don't want that to happen again.
Taking the three-headed goat hasn't had its best showings against Florida. What's the key to sort of turning that around?
Just got to keep being aggressive. There's going to be days where the ball don't fall into the basket, but you got to keep shooting it, especially me, DA, and Collin. I feel like we got to be super aggressive at all times. And if it's not falling the first half, just keep shooting. It's going to fall eventually. So.
How much does their length make it hard, to get downhill on you?
It is hard. We got to play off 2 feet. There was a lot of times in this first game, the second game that I flew in there off 1 foot. So now I definitely know, get to 2 feet and they're going to go flying, and then they're just all going to converge in. So it's going to be open threes.
Mitchell going off. What did you guys see? A 16-point lead, and then obviously fell behind by 1 briefly there.
What you doing, bro?
There's been practice. There's been an interview released lately that you said you give Kam Williams buckets, but there's also a video that he dunked on you. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true, but it was a drill. It's like a setup drill, so it was like a 2-on-1 drill. So he got that one, but I take consistent baskets on one person, and a dunk. It happens, but I do foul Kam in practice a lot.
The video I seen, it was 5-on-5. So is you sure it was 2-on-1?
Or? Video, I don't believe that. Yo, he crazy.
Up 16, second half, and obviously it got away there for briefly. They took the 1-point lead. Just what happened in that stretch?
They're just really aggressive. Season on the line, win or go home. We knew they was gonna throw a punch. It was a real hard punch for sure, but I feel like we did a good job of staying composed, and we got to do better at when we're up that big. Keeping our foot on their neck.
And what those last couple minutes, you made big plays. DA made big plays. Just a few months ago. Yep, a few months ago. Do you think this team would have had that composure to turn it back around?
Nah, I think we probably would have folded, because we've been in that position before where we've been up in the last media, and then we just had some blunders. So that's the whole thing about the season, though. It's long, so you just keep on getting better, getting better, and knowing what you got to work on. And I feel like we've gotten better in that area.
Yeah, what's changed there for you guys? What's different now than maybe it was 2 months ago? Just experience of getting through it, or?
Yeah, just being through it multiple times, and me being an older guy, I feel like it starts with me. Early in the season, obviously I wasn't playing my best ball, so I feel like that kind of trickled down to the whole team. So I feel like when I'm playing my best and I'm sharp and I'm intentional, I feel like the whole team is. So.
And you haven't shown them.
You and Denzel have been constant, and it seems like every night it's somebody else stepping up to be that third piece. Tonight it could, Collin hit the big 3, Malachi had some big buckets. Do you guys confident in knowing outside of you and Denzel, somebody's gonna step up when we need them?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like when it's more than 2 guys playing good, that's when we're at our best. And it could be anyone. It could be me that's playing good, Denzel playing good. But when we get Mo playing good, or BG, or Collin, Mally, I feel like we're really hard to stop.
With the fatigue factor, how do you just kind of hit reset moving forward and say 24 hours, we got to do this all over again?
Well, it's good that we got the early game, so we get the rest of the day. So just get off our feet, and mentally you just gotta be ready to go.
I was trying to get momentum in my team. They made it right now. Big run, but you guys have a deja vu at all. The last time you played was here, let them come back.
Yeah, they did a great job, especially Mark Mitchell. He was killing us in the post. But we still kept it in. We knew we got to get a stop at some point in time, and we got to stop at the right time in the last minute or so in the game. So,
how confident were you though that you could make that stop and complete this game?
Very confident. Like I said, Mark Mitchell's a great player. We just knew at one point in time he was going to miss one at least. So he finally gave it to us, and then we just got to execute. We executed down on the offensive side just to push the lead a little bit more.
What was the message from one of the leaders, whether it be one of the players or Coach Pope, when you guys let them take the lead? You were up 16 at one point, and then it would have been easy to quit once they took the lead. Talk about in that moment.
Yeah, so we knew they was going to go on a little run. Like I said, it's SC, it's a tough physical conference. But when they took the lead, we knew not to put our heads down. We knew there's still a lot of time left, so we can't just quit. So we all just kept our heads up. In the timeout, we just relied on that one stop that we got. And I think we ended up getting 2 or so. So we just knocked down the free throws as well and executed on offense.
You've become so important for this team. Yesterday, you played 37 minutes. Kentucky, y'all struggled a little bit today when you went out. What do you have to do to not get in foul trouble and just be cognizant of that while still playing aggressive?
I got to stop reaching on my part. But I'm just trying to be aggressive, try to get steals, but I just got to stop reaching. But, I mean, everybody on this team stepped up. I'm proud of everybody, each and every one. And so we just got to go home, rest, and get ready for tomorrow.
You get to get Florida again. Obviously, that's an important game for you, but what about the third time can you guys kind of take advantage of?
We got to. We got no choice. They're a great team, great coach, great players. Like I said, they won it last year, so we got to come in, be ready, and be physical with them too.
How different will it be this time on a neutral court as opposed to one of y'all's home courts? How much being a neutral court tomorrow, will it be different than on somebody's home court, I guess?
A little bit, but I mean, you're going to see a lot of Gator fans and a lot of Kentucky fans on this one. So shout out to BBN. They always come through each and every game, no matter where we are. So it's a great plus for us, great atmosphere, and we love it. So we got to keep rolling, keep winning.
Coach Golden said the other day that he kept you uncomfortable, I guess, after that game. What is it going to take for you to be comfortable against them?
I guess just making shots, coming out and making shots. I didn't even make shots today. I got to do better at making shots. And just playing more slow. I kind of rushed my shots a little bit. Play more slow and keep playing on 2 feet, and I feel like I'll be fine. Yeah, we just stress physicality, especially this team. This team is big, very physical. The big guys were backing us down a lot, getting a lot of points in the paint. But we just kept being physical, like I said. Came down to the last minute or so. We just got to stop, and we just kept going. I low-key did think I was going to make it. I knew the big was coming down. It was either going to be a foul call or a layup. So I just tried to do my best to focus on the rim, and it went in.
I want to talk about Brandon Garrison. Obviously, he's having a down season, but obviously his performance yesterday, today, 2 defensive stops in the game against Mark Mitchell and nobody else could.
Yeah, like I said, he's ready for any moment, whether it's scoring, whether it's guarding the best big. So he came in and gave physicality, forced them 2 turnovers, and then we just got an offensive bucket, and then the league kept pushing from there, so shout out to him.
Back to the hotel, talk more about Florida, talk about what we can do to have a different outcome this time.
Do you think it's more of an advantage that y'all have already had 2 games under your belt, whether you get to play one here?
Yeah, well, I think we've gotten to sniff the gym a little bit. We've gotten a little bit of a feel for the gym, and whether it's an advantage, not an advantage, I think we're ready to go, ready to play, whatever it takes.
Florida obviously made a big deal about not letting you shoot 3-pointers in that Rupp Arena game. Without giving away your secrets, what adjustment do you need to make for this one?
Yeah, I think it was a good learning opportunity for me and for our team in being creative in ways to continue to stay involved in the game. Excuse me. And I think these last 2 days have been a good playground for that in finding ways to continue to be in the game and so yeah, I think it provided me a good opportunity to play around with a few things.
They are so freaking long. What's the challenge of getting shots off against them?
Yeah, they're really long, and they get you to shoot 2s against them and can make those 2s tough to finish, and they do that to everybody, and everybody knows that too. It's just a matter of playing off 2 feet, making things hard on them, not doing what they want us to do, and I think we're going to do a good job at that tomorrow.
Last year you guys got a 3rd shot at Alabama and weren't able to take advantage. Did you learn stuff from that helps you in this situation?
I mean, sure. I think it's a game you got to take. You've played the team, you know the team. It's just like you played them the second time, you know the team. It's just finding ways to get a different outcome. So I don't know if last year helped us with that or not. I guess we'll see.
Otega said that you guys a month ago wouldn't have been able to have the resolve to, when you see the 16-point lead kind of come crumbling and you see them retake the lead, that a month ago you guys would have lost that game. So what was the difference today?
It's been a season of growth, a season of learning, and we've had a lot of experiences that, in this season that has helped us. And I think, yeah, if maybe a month ago it wouldn't happen, maybe it would. I don't know, but I know right now we did a good job at staying together, keeping our heads, keeping our composure, and executing even through frustration. We talked about frustration in our huddle. Like, we're frustrated, and when we were talking about it, we were still up 3, right? So I think that perspective was good. It's like we're fine. They've gone on a run, but we're in a good position still, and so we did a good job of that today.
I know you're captain clutch individually, but Denzel, coming up with big plays, and Otega, we know that he does that. What is it about that there's not one person that you have to lean on to come up with a big play?
Yeah, well, I think it's obviously offensively is great, but I think for another team it gets hard. It gets hard when Denzel is driving in the paint, drawing 2 guys, and they kind of just have to choose what you're giving up at that point. And I remember on that drive, they stuck with me and ended up going. DA ended up getting by his guy to get to a layup, and so it's I think a great weapon for us on offense, making it hard on the other team.
Just in terms of the fatigue and just the bounce back, how hard 2 games in 2 days and then 24 hours later having to do it again?
I mean, we'll see. Playing 3 days in a row. All I know is what happened today, and I think we did a good job. Our training staff did a good job at getting us to rest and hydrate, and I think we all felt good today. So we're gonna, I think, do the same thing tonight and come back as fresh as we can tomorrow.
BG was talking about how it brings you back to your AAU days. How it's like, hey, we played three.
I was thinking about that during warm-ups. Like, man, this is just like traveling for a tournament. It's fun having those memories flood back.
Yesterday you talked about what happens when you jump up everybody's scouting report, right? It makes it a little harder from beyond the arc. But you got inside a couple of times tonight, those early dunks especially. What was working for you inside?
Yeah, I think I did a lot of talking, figuring out how I can stay involved in the game when there's game plans happening, and today it was getting out in transition, being aggressive on defense, and that allowed me to get it going a little bit, and also to find my moments where I can impact the game in a positive way. And I think today I was able to find those times where I can strike and not. I think that the worst thing that I can do when they scout me like that is to force things that aren't comfortable, because that can be a touchy thing to do. And so I thought me as well as our teammates did a good job of that today.
Regular season has helped us so much in the postseason. To really reach back? 100%. Yes, sir.
What did you learn from that? Just where you had to come back?
Just to not get down 20 in the first place. Just that we had to come together as a team, and we had to be the best versions of ourselves.
When did you get that one?
I got it yesterday.
Does it tell you what this week's going to be like, what this month's going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, I got one back in the regular season, and it's just part of this league. It's just the physicality of the league, and just something I got to deal with.
Going into tomorrow, it's the biggest team in the country. You guys have seen them twice. What does that size do to an opponent?
I mean, definitely, it can shake things up a little bit, but we played them twice. We know what to expect, and now it's just time to put together a full 40 minutes.
What's the advantage of being built the way they're built? What kind of size across the board?
I mean, a lot of their bigs are able to switch 1 through 5, so I think that's a little different. But at the end of the day, we know what to expect and we know what to do.
You guys hear their coach chirp during the game or after the game? Some of the things he said.
I saw it a little bit after, and we'll see him tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
Want to do an interview quick?
Let's do it.
Cool.
Jensen,
Cam, how are you, man? I'm good, man. How about you?
You're a sports journalist now, is what it sounds like, or working the camera a little bit?
Yeah, I had to. I seen a video of Otega saying that he gives me buckets in practice, so I had to let the world know that he got dunked on by yours truly. And he said there's film of him giving me buckets, but also film me dunking on him. So it happens to everyone, credits to him. I'm probably gonna do it again before the season's over with. So So stay tuned for the film.
So we need to release the film then, huh? So
Yeah.
when's that coming out?
Yeah, I'm gonna see. It depends. See, since he said something first, I'm gonna allow him to post what he wants to, because I have mine saved to my favorites ready just in case he does do something. So.
Gotcha. Okay, I like it. So just how are you feeling though? How's your foot feeling? Any soreness this morning waking up after playing yesterday?
It was a little bit this morning. Fresh off a game, first game back since it happened. So definitely credit to the staff from keeping me in the best shape I can be. Icing multiple times a day like I did just now. We got a couple more for the rest of the day that I'll do so I can be in the best shape for tomorrow. We got a great team tomorrow. Great players, great coach, great everything. So we'll do everything we can to get that win so that we can take pieces from the second game really help us tomorrow.
I know you were itching to play in that Florida game last time out, so are you a little extra excited to finally get that chance actually tomorrow?
Yeah, because I wanted to play both games, but obviously we couldn't do it. And I was trying to play the second game, but it was too sore the day before that I didn't finish practice. So just doing everything I can to get back. I told them that I wanted to help them as much as I can. I'm not really here to score the most points or any stuff like that. I love winning. I'll do anything I can for us to win, and I can leave here with 0 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists, whatever. As long as we get the win, I'm very satisfied.
Is there any rust, or maybe that might not even be the right word for it, but is it going to take some time, you think, to maybe get back into your rhythm and where you were kind of towards the end before your injury when you felt like you were starting to get a groove, or where's your head at in that regard?
I say it definitely takes a little bit of time, trying to get the different flow of the game. Like you said, these guys have been doing everything they can to have the best season we can since I went out. I knew they were going to be successful regardless if I was here or not. So like I said, I'm willing to do anything to get us back to the best team we can be. So I'm definitely grateful for them, and I can't wait to keep winning with them.
Talk about your recovery a little bit. Is it just a lot of icing throughout the day, or kind of what else do you have to do?
It's a lot of icing, a lot of different exercises, different stretches, do a lot of band work, a lot of BFR stuff. So definitely grateful for the training staff that helped me through this process. Because it's the first time it ever happened. So having a staff like that to help me get through this definitely made everything better.
How do you think your game as being kind of a long two-way guy, how do you think you can impact the Florida game in a way that you weren't able to, obviously, a couple weeks ago?
I feel like we can, I can make them, expand their defense a little more, open up lanes for Denzel and Otega to get through. Because I feel like just me being out there gives them different looks to look at. I feel like I can match up with their bigs as best as I can. Because I knew they would kind of play a little small ball before, but give them a little different look. And on the offensive side, I feel like since I'm listed as a shooter and stuff, that it'll open lanes for them too to get downhill, so they can't help. So it really just helps everything and give them a different look.
What has to be different from today's game? Is obviously a big physical game. How much does it kind of prepare you though for tomorrow, which will probably be the same?
The intensity that we play with the last two games, it helped prepare us for tomorrow's game. We know what to expect from them. We played them twice already this year, and we got to go back tonight to talk about them and watch some film. Since we played them, we haven't talked about them, so tonight we're going to go back and watch some film and then study them.
Did you have any sort of deja vu today going into this, and they went on that big run again and took the lead? And did you think back to the last time y'all played Missouri, and what did you have to do this time to
Nah, I was posed the whole time. I believed in our team. We're a team that always come back. Especially at difficult times. So I believed in us a lot, and I didn't think that we were going to lose. I had a lot of confidence in us, and we got the victory.
You're not as iced up as yesterday. How are you feeling right now?
Oh man, I'm feeling tired. I need to go take a nap right now. But it is what it is. We're expected to play the way we are. We had a lower seed, so we had to play these games. We didn't get any bye games, so we just getting out the mud. We'll have time to rest after this. After this is done, so I'll be all right.
You hadn't played Missouri for 2 months. you just played Florida last week. Does it make a difference how recently you've seen these teams that you're having to play again?
Yeah, like we played Florida last week, like you said. So it's kind of more refreshing, that we played them last week. We know what to expect from them even more because we literally just played against them, and yeah, we're just gonna go back tonight and study them some more. Like I said, we haven't talked about them since the last time we played them, and yeah, we just gotta study them a lot tonight.
It seems like you've been more and more aggressive. Do you feel like anything's changed, or is it just the balls? You're chasing him more. I mean, I don't know. You're going to the basket more.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I'm just finding my niche right now. I mean, I've been finding my niche. Coach, he's drawn some plays for me. He's telling me to be more aggressive right now. And I'm just trying to just go to work whenever I can, and find my teammates whenever I can, and just Ramadan mode, I guess.
Do these early games make that easier or harder?
It makes it harder because it makes it harder after the game.
You gotta wait so much longer.
Yes, but it makes it a little easier earlier because it's closer to the time where I can eat in the morning. It's a morning game, so it makes it easier. But it's after the game where it's a little harder. I got to wait about 4 hours now to eat or drink anything, but I'll be all right.
Time slows down a little bit.
Yeah. I need to go take a nap.
Are night games preferred then at this time for you?
Yes. Yeah, it is preferred. Like the A&M game we played A&M. It was a night game. I got to eat halfway into the first half, so but I only can control what I can control. I can't do nothing about that. So.
Well, you played a very physical game yesterday, and today was even more physical. How did that affect you guys?
It didn't. It just made us play. It just made us play harder. We know what we knew what to expect playing these teams. This team today. We know that they were physical. Like I said in the interview after last game, I said we have to be the more physical teams. We have to win a rebound battle, and we have to be the ones to punch first. And we did that today, and we got the victory.
And you know what's going to happen tomorrow? Another big, strong team, and it kind of plays into your hands because I think you like that, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. We know Florida. Florida's a physical team. That ain't no secret. It's like every game is getting even more and more physical. So we just have to match the temperature. We have to match the game, and we have to out physical them tomorrow and beat aggressors.
I talked to you about kind of letting go of the rope a little bit. You said you guys feel disconnected at times. Did that kind of happen on the court, or is it just you guys going cold today?
No, we were very connected today. There was a lot of times, we had like more huddles this game. We had less frustrations. We're in the postseason. We understand we don't have any time for any mistakes. We don't have any time to don't like each other on the court. We don't have any time for any mistakes. So we understand that, and now that we know that, it's bringing us closer together, and it makes us want to win even more.
And Mark Mitchell, he was cooking for a little bit there, and then the coach called on you and BG to kind of slow him down. What makes the game so difficult, and what kind of advantage did you take to stop him?
He's a good player. I studied him going into this game, but that's his team. He's allowed to take whatever shot he wants, as many shots as he wants, and the game plan was for him to score a lot of points. The games that he scored the most points, they don't win. So that's not why we let him score, but that was kind of the thing going into this game. If he scored a lot of points, they don't win. So, but he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? He played very well tonight. I wish I could have guarded him for majority of the game, but he did his thing. But ultimately we got the win, so that's what matters.
And Florida.
First of all, man, just how are you feeling health-wise? After you did go through surgery, right?
Yes, I did.
How are you feeling after all that?
Feeling really good. Doing PT now, back to physical training, and picking it up. So I'm feeling a lot better day by day.
I've been seeing you out there. You're getting some shots up with the offhand. Just how are you itching to get back, or how are you feeling in terms of being able to get back on the court, and what's the process for that?
I mean, I'm always itching for sure, but this is a process that I just got to take my time with, get fully healthy. But it's a long process. But I'm definitely itching just watching these guys. It's fun out there, and this time of year is special. So yeah, definitely something I want to be a part of.
Is there any like timeline that you're looking at of when you can actually get back on the floor and start doing contact, or is there anything like that on the table? Obviously not for this year, but just long term looking at the summer.
Yeah, it's right now. Is looking forward to probably around June, July. That's probably around the area that we're leaning towards right now.
Is there anything that you're able to do? I know, like, obviously that side of your body, that arm is probably not in use, but anything else you're doing, like workout-wise, or just to stay sharp with the game?
Yeah, I mean, I still live. I still, try and be in shape as much as I can. Yeah, but, just not, I can't do too much with the other arm right now, but, still being able to do little stuff, just working out, still lifting and all that.
Are you serving as a coach now at this point, or what's your role on the team at the moment?
Well, I'm the energy guy. I'm there for my guys when they need it. Just give them a little input when they need it. But I just here supporting my guys.
What's that like? I mean, obviously, I'm sure you haven't been away from basketball in this capacity in too many situations before. But how have you kind of taken on that coaching/leadership role from the bench?
I mean, it's just cool to be a part of. Just seeing the game from a different point of view for this amount of time. Just knowing that I'm not going to get back on the basketball court, it makes you see the game a little bit different now. Just having a different eye on things, a little bit of coaching perspectives, and just really dialing in on the details that we do now. Little details that help us win, and it's fun. I enjoy it a lot, actually.
Is it more nervous to be on the bench or in the game? Especially for that one.
Man, I'd probably say on the bench because I got no control whatsoever. I lean on my guys though. They have a lot of I got a lot of trust in them, so they cool my nerves a lot, but they bring it up a lot too though.
Have you figured out, I guess when to push and pull in terms of like giving advice, maybe letting guys figure stuff out on their own, and just that whole dynamic of coaching, but also maybe not wanting to be too much of
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't want to speak too much to these guys all the time. Just let them do their own thing, let them figure out sometimes. But I mean, at this point in the year, these guys know that whenever they need anything, they might just come tap me, ask what they see on the court. Like I know BG yesterday, he was like, "Man, I know what you see out there. I mean, it's working. What's not working? Guys, just ask me questions every now and then, and I'll do my best to give some decently advice."
What have you seen of Denzel taking on that point guard role? How difficult do you think it is for him, kind of being a combo guard going into that role? And how have you been able to help him a little bit?
I want to say this. I think that might be the hardest thing to do. I think I give Denzel the most credit out of everybody because he's a person that has never really played the point guard position, and for him to be a combo guard and now have to take that lead role is amazing to see, and people don't understand how hard that is. We tease him all the time just because see basket, go to basket. That's kind of a thing with scorer's mind, and that's all what he's been his whole career. But now for him to be able to do more than that and trying to figure it out on the go as the season's going along, I give him the utmost credit. I love him for that.
How's he different as a point guard from you, maybe?
I'd probably say I love passing a little bit more. But I think it's just, everybody's different. I just play the game. That's been my position my entire life. So I've built to grow around that and learn that every day. And he's a little bit different. He's been taught to score at a very high level, which he does amazingly. But now he's incorporating passing and running a team even more now. So it's a good difference between us.
He's told us that you two have talked a lot about the assist to turnover ratio specifically. How are you seeing him handle that, and how he's taking care of the ball right now?
Oh, he's doing good. He's playing off 2 feet very greatly right now. He's taking making some good passes, not overdoing anything. Kind of just keeping it simple. Keeping it simple right now is what he needs to do, and that's been working all year long for him, and it continue to work for him.